then we're going to make a rag using hook, crochet hook. This is a crochet hook we use. This is a very large size, and I think it's N. It doesn't have the number on it. So I'm going to start with one of the white color. I'm going to leave this one for later. So save the t-shirt so you can have a lot of different colors. So it's good to have enough colors so you can focus on just your project. So I'm going to start with the white and show you how you start a rag, and then we add more color later. Starting with the white. So to start to make a rag, if you know how to cast one stitch, like for knitting, you cast one stitch and two, and when you have two stitches, you pass the first one on top of the other, and then you start your chain. It's a chain of crochet chain. So you take one stitch inside each other. You place the yarn on top of the hook and then slide it inside. Place the yarn on top of the hook and slide it, turning it slightly so it stays on inside. And then you do about 7 stitches like that, and then that make a little chain. See that chain? Nice chain. Then you loop it in. You go into the first one, into the first stitch, take the yarn, and this time you pass the yarn, turning your hook on the 1 and 2 to take it out. So this is the center of the rag. That's how it started. And then you continue. We're going to do that. It's a round rag, so you're going to go in circle, taking the next stitch, take the yarn, take it in and out. So only take the edge of the stitch, not the whole thing, just the edge. And then, because we have to increase how many stitches we have, otherwise it's going to be tight. So in between every 2 stitches you add one. I add 1 empty stitch with nothing. Then I go back to the next stitch. This one, and then I take it in and out, and I add 1 stitch. Sometimes every other one. If you see the next stitch is too far, then you add 1 in between, maybe 1 or 2. Let's look good. And I do 1 more stitch with nothing, and then go into the next one, having the yarn behind you so you can put it in. It's good. 1 empty stitch with nothing, and the next one is inside. Good. So that's, in the beginning it doesn't look too round, so you add more stitches, and then it will look round at some point. Then you go on, keeping adding some stitches. Now you did an empty one here, and then 1 more inside, 1, 2, next one here it's ready, 1, 2, next one is ready, 1, 2, now I made 3 without any 6. But it's time to add 1 more, and then I probably can make 3 again. 1, 2, no, here you need 1. You have to feel it, because it's feel that the next one is too far, it's going to be too tight. So 1, 2, 1 stitch, 1, 2, 1 stitch. Now we can do 3 here. 1, 2. So it's 3 stitch, and then add a new one. Good. 1, 2. Let's start it.
Okay, so you can see the little beginning of the rag. So now you can add colors to continue move on. So to add colors, what I do, I just cut out what I have here and then take another color. So we can take, I have this nice purple here, no purple, sorry, kind of a bluish color, and then on the next stitch you put the blue. However, if you want your rag to be strong, I do one stitch and then I will tie them in the back. So the one you just finished, the one you stop, you tie them together. So it's, and then that will define. At the end, you can hide all those things to make your rag look nice. But this is a bad side and this is a good side. So at some point you decide which one is your good side. So all the tidying is done in the back. So I take the edge of it and then use a different color. And you can see the little V every time you do a stitch, a crochet hook stitch. And also you keep adding new one to make it the circle bigger. You need to add new one in between, and like now every other 2 or 3 you can feel it needs a new one. So now it's about 3 that I'm just made. It's time for a new one. And the more the circle get bigger, the less often you do it, but you still have to do it to increase the diameter of this rag. And you can feel when it's needed. It's every 2 or 3 for this so far. So when I started with the first yarn I had, that t-shirt yarn, the white one. It's made from a very stretchy fabric. It has stretch in it. So if you have some of those, this is very easy to start in the beginning because it takes the shape you want and it holds it together. And then if you have some just cotton without the stretching in, you can use that later when your project is farther forward. Good. So we continue like that with another color. And you can do 1 or 2 rows with one color, the way you like it, the way it feels good. So I'm going to do 2 rows with this color and then change again. Okay, so I've been changing color on this. After I did that, I add a light turquoise kind of, and then now I'm on the gray color here. So now there's it's a little different because you just go on adding less stitches, way less often than before. So it's still the same system. You take the hook on the edge of the stitch, take the yarn on top and take it out 1 and 2, and then, well, now it's time to add 1. It's maybe every other 4 or 5 stitches that you add 1, and you can see when it's needed. It's if you feel that it's getting tight and it's not flat anymore, it's getting up, that means you need to add some. So you have to keep looking at it. So it's about every 2 or 3, not it's 2 or 3 like in the beginning, every like 4 or 5 now. And grow in size more and more. So it's 4 now. So I add 1 more here. And then 1, 2, 3.
about like that. Then you can go on as big as you want. This is like the size of a nice, you know, little things you can put on a table to put a flower pot. But you can go big, 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 big till you have a huge rag. So I'm going to stop here, but we'll have, I will show you more rags later to see how big you can make those. Thank you.